Welcome to a fresh episode of the latest tech news. We have the iPhone 9, Samsung, Google, Twitter in the news today, and OnePlus. There is just so much information about the OnePlus 8 series. We know everything about those phones already. Starting off with Google, and apparently they have made their cloud gaming service, Google Stadia, absolutely free of charge, at least for millions of people in 14 countries. There is no charge for signing up for Google Stadia and getting the controller and being able to play a ton of games online without the need for a console or a PC. Google promise that anyone with a Gmail account can sign up, and if you're in those 14 countries, you can get Google Stadia, which usually had an entry price of $130 absolutely free of charge. This is actually a really good deal, a really good thing as well. Google did say they were going to make the entry for Google Stadia free at some point. And considering with everything that's going on right now, everyone's staying home, the need to play mobile games to keep sane, for something to do, has obviously spiked massively. There are so many people wanting to play games online, and Google Stadia is an entry point to that. It's free now. Go and check if you are in those 14 countries. You may be able to get a free Google Stadia. That's a really good deal. Twitter is now going to share more of your data with advertisers, and you don't really have much choice about it, unfortunately. So this comes after Twitter really apparently isn't tracking ad data and user data together very well whatsoever, which means that they just don't have a very attractive ad product for other companies to buy. And that means they're not making as much money as they should be doing. So apparently they are going to track your data, the way that you look and interact with ads. If you watch them, if you click on them, that will now be shared with advertisers. Before, there was a setting that prevented this and a setting that you could switch on or off, but now it's on by default and unable to switch off. Fortunately, none of your personal information is going to be shared, so your username, your email address, your actual name, any of those other details still won't be shared, of course, because you have some privacy rights. And also, if you're in Europe or the UK, this will not change from what it was before because of the laws in those areas. LG came out today and gave us some information on some new design language that will be going into some upcoming phones. We don't really know which phones, but apparently their new design is inspired by a water drop or a raindrop, and they showed us the back camera arrangement. This is definitely going against the grain in terms of designs. We're seeing Samsung, Huawei, pretty much every other phone manufacturer just go for a big camera cutout on the back, but LG aren't going that route. This will be apparently shared across their product line, not just one product, and apparently the curve on the back and the front will be symmetrical, so you'll get the same amount of curve. That suggests a front curved panel for the screen, and the back panel, is it going to be the same? We've heard that before in a lot of different phones that never really exactly match each other, but hey, a new design language coming from LG, going completely against what the rest of the industry is doing right now. The new flagship phones from Honor, the Honor 30 series, will be with us on the 15th of April. And we've got a ton of leaks about these, not least the camera setups, which show for the first time in any Honor device that they'll be using a periscope zoom camera. So this will be pretty much the same as we got in the P30 from Huawei last year. But it is one of the first times that I've seen a periscope zoom camera in what should be a cheaper device. We've seen it used a couple of times in a couple of different phones, but it looks like Huawei are going to give the Honor 30 phones some really decent flagship specs, at least very similar to what we're getting in their other flagship phones. Lots of rumors that the main camera sensor is going to be brand new, very big, similar to what we get in the P40 Pro. There are also rumors that a new chipset will be used in this called the Kirin 985. So right now we have the Kirin 990, which is their flagship. The Kirin 980 was last year's flagship. This, I guess, is an overclocked version of the Kirin 980. We also got some sample images from the device. These are leaked. These will be shown at the launch event. Of course, they look amazing. These types of images always do. We have to see what the phones are really like when we get them in person, but I'm sure they will have fantastic cameras. They'll be great phones overall. Sticking with LCD screens, apparently, except for the very high-end model that may move to an OLED screen. They will be very good phones. They will have very good cameras, and they will not have Google. So people's interest outside of China will be very limited. Okay, loads of information on the OnePlus 8 series. First, Bullets Wireless Z. These are the new product that will be coming from OnePlus. The upgrade to the Bullets Wireless. These will be coming with better battery life, up to 10 hours on a 10-minute charge, up to 20 hours in total for the battery life. It's about twice as good as we got in the Bullets Wireless 2, so definitely an improvement there. We got some link marketing images of these so we can see exactly what they're going to look like. They look a lot like the Bullets Wireless 2, just a small upgrade, better battery life, hopefully better audio quality too, and an IP55 water resistance rating, which means you can wear them in your workouts and there shouldn't be an issue. Then we come to the OnePlus 8 series leaks, and we have these wallpapers leaked. These will be used on the OnePlus 8 series phones, depending on which color you get. Also, a ton of images shared directly by OnePlus and the CEO called Zhang Laoban in China, or his English name is Pete Lau. We see the ultra-wide camera in a ton of different images. We also see the OnePlus 8 Pro night mode compared against another phone. We don't know what phone it is. Pete Lau said that you could be able to guess what it is. I'm thinking that's an iPhone because of just the way the colors are, and it's quite a warm color glow, which is very reminiscent of iPhone images. So firstly, Android phones do take great night mode images in general. They also take amazing photos. The Android operating system is very good at doing that. And comparing it to the iPhone's night mode, which is the iPhone's weak spot, is a very clever move by OnePlus in this instance. I guess which one you like out of these is up to your personal choice, but the real test of the OnePlus 8 Pro's night mode is really when you put it up against Samsung and Huawei devices, which are also very good in night mode and specifically good at that. We will also be getting a matte finish on the OnePlus 8 Pro, apparently, according to Pete Lau. A post that he made on his Chinese social media was discussing the back glass on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Apparently it's going to be a matte finish. Apparently it's upgraded from the one before, and apparently it's going to feel soft. I don't know if glass can ever feel soft. I guess we'll have to wait for the phones and give them a feel and see if it really is soft, but upgraded, different glass this time around on the back. Then we come to the leaked prices of the OnePlus 8 series, and apparently the OnePlus 8 coming at 719 euros, which is about 730 US dollars. Once you take tax off, about 620 US dollars. The OnePlus 8 Pro coming at 900 euros, which is 940 US dollars. Once you take tax off, about 800 US dollars. I don't think these prices are too bad, actually. I think they're pretty good, but we don't know what the prices are going to be. They will be different in different markets. We can just take this as a guide. But if the OnePlus 8 Pro, actually the base model, comes at 800 US dollars, I think that's a pretty good price. And it's a lot cheaper than the Galaxy S20 series, so it could tempt some people. That's a tempting price for these phones. If it was the same as the S20, you'd have a more difficult decision. But if these are true, these prices, I think they're pretty decent prices considering all the upgrades and the 5G, which is expensive this year. According to reports out of Korea, both the Galaxy Note 20 series and the Galaxy Fold 2, which should be coming in a few months' time, maybe 5 months' time, won't be delayed by the current situation, what's going on right now. The Note 20 series usually comes in August, and the Fold 2 may launch alongside the Note 20 series, just like the Galaxy Z Flip did launch with the S20 series and usually launch in August. The Note 20 phones are suspected to follow in the footsteps of the S20 series, keep a lot of the same features and internals and just some slight upgrades here and there. We also got some benchmark results that show that the Note 20 phones may be using the Snapdragon 865 Plus, which is the overclocked version of the 865, at least in Snapdragon markets that don't use Exynos. We still don't know about those if they're true or not, but in terms of the Galaxy Fold 2, we're looking at an improved design, a bigger screen on the inside and outside maybe, which I'm super excited about. And also the S Pen. It's rumored that the S Pen is going to be coming with the Galaxy Fold 2, which makes a ton of sense. It's a big device, it's a tablet device, and S Pen just goes hand in hand with that phone. We also got more info on the new Galaxy Beans. I don't know if this is what they're going to be called, but these are apparently the upgrade to the Galaxy Buds. A new design, a different design, looks like a bean. Apparently this isn't a joke, this isn't an April Fool, this is apparently what they are actually going to look like, and they're going to launch alongside the Note 20 series. So according to this Twitter account, Sleepy Kumar, who is a Samsung leaker, They will have 2 speakers, 2 microphones, and up to 11 hours of playtime in each of the buds, which actually is a really good specs list. They will be 28mm in length and 13mm in width, and actually fit completely inside your ears. So these are going to be so easy to lose. They look strange, but I kind of like them. They're weird and new and different, and I like that sort of thing. When is the new iPhone coming? The iPhone 9, the iPhone SE? Well, apparently very soon, according to this leak, but this leak is completely bogus. It shows apparently a listing of what is called the iPhone 9 in this leak on a big Chinese e-commerce website called JD.com. I live in China. I looked on the site. It is not there. This is completely fake. It may not even be called the iPhone 9. A lot of other leaks suggest it's the iPhone SE, and this leak is just completely bogus. I went on the site, it's not there, and that is just not how JD do things. They will never list a product like that before it's even launched. There are rumors that suggest the iPhone 9 or iPhone SE is even in production right now, but Apple are just mulling over when to actually release this phone, because right now in America things are not great, and releasing a phone into this is just not a great move. So we continue to wait for the iPhone 9. We know all the specs, we know what it looks like. The launch date, we are just waiting for it now.